going to record. All right, the record button has been pushed, so be careful what you say from this point forward. Like I have to worry about any of you. Well, maybe Joe, that's about it, but everybody else is good. So good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for attending our meeting, first one in February. So start with our numbers. Everybody got the agenda I sent. So so far we haven't taken any new listings yet. We'll blame it on the snow. So I'll give you a little bit of leeway, but that means I expect double next week. Under contract though, we had two deals, but one of them was a pretty big deal. So we have a decent GCI already. So remember, we're trying to put a little bit over 166,000 GCI into contracts every month. So last month we were a little short of that. So in addition to the 166 we need this month, you need an additional 60,000 because we only did about 100,000 in January. All right, so let's get on that. I know deals are tough to have, but how do we get deals? You get listings, you get deals. They go to closings, and that's how we make money, right? Buyers are a little tough, but people are still doing deals with buyers. It just, you have to make sure that they're ready, willing, and able buyers, and they have to understand this market, right? You have to understand that this market is, be prepared to go well above asking on a lot of these properties. And that all comes down to you guys knowing the market and what is going on in the market. Anyone who's gone to an open house lately, what's the problem? You're standing online in the freezing cold, right? So what's that telling you? What should that be telling you to coach your buyers? This is a hot property. It's probably going to go fast, right? A word of note on that, by the way. I went to an open house 2 weekends ago, and I thought this girl was brilliant. I don't know if I said this before, but I'm going to suggest it to you guys. So she had two people. It was her and her partner were working the open houses, which we've talked about that in the past. You should be doing your open houses in twos just for safety purposes. But what one person was doing is one person was in the house, making sure everybody was abiding by COVID or whatever. And the second person was meeting people at the door and taking their names and cell phone numbers. And she kept a list. She said, go wait in your car, because it was one of those days where it was like 20 degrees out. She was like, and I will text you when it's your turn. Don't have people standing out in the freezing cold weather, especially now there's snow and ice on the ground. I thought that was a very smart way to do it. And quite honestly, it was 3 open houses in East Northport, and it was the same 20 groups of people. I saw the same people at each open house. So that was the first one we went to. The other two, don't you think everybody was like, oh, aren't you going to take my name so I can wait in the car? So she kind of annoyed everybody else because they're like, no, you're going to wait online. I'm not going to deal with that. But I just thought that was a very smart way to do it. And, it's safe for everybody. So just keep that in mind as a potential way to do open houses these days. I mean, you have to limit the amount of people that are in a house now anyway. So I think that's the perfect way to do it. You guys agree, disagree? Yes, no, maybe so. Okay, good. All right. Sales, we haven't closed anything yet, but but as of right now, obviously with the snow, a few things got pushed back. I know we are running into some issues with closings, between attorneys and title and building departments and so on and so forth. So we just have to make sure everybody's patient. Remind your buyers, don't go out and lease a car or buy, $10,000 in new furniture until they have keys in their hands, right? Is that necessarily our job? No, but our job is to make sure everybody gets to the closing table and is happy, right? So if you just give them that little word of advice, don't assume that the mortgage brokers or the attorneys are going to tell them that. So I always like to just give them a friendly reminder. You can go on the biggest shopping spree you want as soon as you have keys in your hands, but not before. All right, let's do everything we can to make sure those deals get to the closing table. All right, so for today's agenda, the first item on the list is it's that time of year again. So last year we tried out our roll to the next level, which kind of got interrupted by the stupid pandemic, right? So I'm going to try something new this year. We're going to do another spring contest. All right, and it's going to be along the same lines of the roll to the next level, except for it's going to be. See that? Realtor Plinko. That's our game this year. Realtor Plinko. I actually bought a Plinko board, yes, and I will make sure it's sanitized in between everybody's drop. All right, the prizes will be similar, you know, same thing. It's actually the same sheet that I used for, and I'll send this out to everybody, the same sheet I used to roll to the next level. So you get certain points for each activity. Now, this is going to be a little bit different this year. You need to get 10 points each week to qualify to do a drop, okay? Last year it was 7. I'm upping your game. You guys can all do it, and I believe in you. So 10 points in order to roll. Now, you have to tell me by this Wednesday, which is the 10th, whether or not you're going to participate. Now, there's an accountability portion. As far as the sheets go, you're going to have to turn in your sheet every Thursday, and then you'll roll on or do your drop on Friday. All right? You need to let me know by this Wednesday. Now, the catch to this is, if you make your 10 points, you get your drop. That's great, all right? And the contest is going to go until the end of March. I'm going to keep it a little bit longer this year instead of the 1 month. We'll go to the end of the quarter, basically. All right, so the winner will be announced. The grand prize winner will be announced on March 26th, okay? That's the last Friday in March. The grand prize will be a $500 gift card, okay? Just a $500 Visa gift card. All right, does that sound good? That's for whoever accumulates the most points at the end of the contest. So everybody's eligible. There's stuff on here everybody can do. You know, if you remember last year, it's 2 points for a listing taken. You get a bonus point if it's in Franklin Square, because I'm still trying to get Franklin Square listings here. If anybody's looked at the market share, we don't even have one listing right now, which is pathetic. We should always have at least one listing in Franklin Square. There's no reason why you guys can't get listings over 7 already. All right. So the caveat, though, let's get back to that, is the accountability portion. If you say you are going to participate in this contest and you do not make enough points to roll or do your drop, you owe me $5. You can tell me that. It's to hold you accountable, okay? I mean, realistically, you would think that, you know, you're doing this for your own business, for you, but you know what? I'm going to collect $5 from you. You guys will have to Venmo me $5 on Friday if you do not turn in a sheet that has at least 10 points. So if you do your 10 points, you get a prize, right? If you do not do the 10 points, you have to give me $5. That's why you have to agree to this, because I feel like there's money attached to this, you will be more accountable, right? Go ahead, everybody say what you got to say.
Okay, I just have a question. Can you go over what's on the sheet? Because obviously we can't do the cold calling and any of that.
I'm going to send it to everybody. I'm going to send it to everybody.
Changed
So,
it.
same thing, number of buyer showings, you get 1 point for taking out 3 customers. I might change that to 2, just because, you know, right now working with buyers is a little tough. Buyer broker contracts, you get 1 per contract. Purchase offers written, 1 per offer. Okay, it doesn't mean it has to get accepted as long as you're writing it. A listing presentation is 1 point. If you take a listing, it's 2 points with a bonus point for if it's in Franklin Square. Okay, 2 points for a fully executed contract. 1 point for 5 conversations with the FSBO and or expired. All right, and that's per week. You guys should be contacting these people anyway, so that's a point. I do have door knocking on here, minimum 25 houses, which technically you can still do, although the weather's not the greatest, but 25 houses is 1 point. Attend a networking meeting. Obviously, virtual counts. You don't have to be in person with somebody, but if you belong to a networking group of any kind and you attend a virtual meeting, that's a point. If you host an open house, 1 point. You do any kind of ads. So if you do a Facebook ad or you take out an ad in, I don't know, Penny Saver or any kind of ad, social media, whatever, that's a point. If you refer an agent to me to be recruited, that's 1 point. If it's an experienced agent, that's for a new agent is 1 point. So if somebody who doesn't have their license or is less than a year in the business, and you send them to me and I have a conversation with them, you get 1 point. If you send me an experienced agent is anyone over a year, okay? And I schedule an appointment with them, you get 2 points. If I recruit that person, you get 5 points, okay? So if you send me an experienced person that I hire, you could get 7 points 1 week just for that. Mailings, this includes just listed, just sold cards. You send out 100 anyway, so it's got to be a minimum of 100, that's 1 point. Bulk mail, so this includes anybody who's doing these Franklin Square postcards, which thank you to those of you who have done them. You get 1 point for the first 100, 2 points for 250, 3 points for 500. So if you do 1,500 in a week, that's 9 points, okay? So this could be, that could be postcards, it could be your sphere of influence letters, whatever it is. Email marketing. So if you guys all have your sphere of influence set up on a drip campaign in DeltaNet and you're sending out to at least 100 people, that's 1 point. So if you have, I right now have 1,000 people in my DeltaNet campaign. So I would get 10 points just for sending them a drip campaign. All right. I'm obviously not participating in this, but just so you know. So anyone have any questions on that? I will send it to all of you to let you know. Okay. So now how many of you did I lose? Wait, I can't see. Bisbo calls, expired calls. You have to do a minimum of 5 conversations. So I know there's no cold calling, but you could still call them to say you have an interested buyer.
Are we not prohibited from calling those people?
You can call them if you have an interested buyer. You can't call them to solicit the listing. So there's ways around it. Does that make
And
sense?
what's the penalty if you get caught?
Well, if you call them and say, well, I'm gonna, do you want to list your home? And they report you, they're gonna report you to the DOS. So it could be loss of license.
Okay, so you really need
Just make sure
to,
you're not calling a tester.
well, if I do that and they say, well, bring your customer over, I'm bringing Helene with me.
Yeah, go ahead.
I say, here's my customer. What do you
There
think,
you
Helene?
go.
You like this house?
Go for it. Go for it.
Deal?
The what do you call it? The parameters are pretty vague. Well, they are and they aren't. They say no cold calling. So if you just call a street and you've never had any contact with them and you say, hi, do you want to sell your home? Hi, do you want to sell your home? And somebody complains, then that's considered a cold call and that's violating the rule. But if you've been consistently marketing to a block, say your farm area, and you're just reaching out to them to say, hi, I wanted to see if you need anything. You have any questions about the market? Did you know that your neighbor just sold? To me, that's not a cold call. That's a warm call. And I don't think anybody's going to complain about that.
Not every day. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we can work really fast.
I am going to be.
Fine.
All right. So, there's I don't want to say ways around it, loopholes, because it's not. It's just a difference of interpretation, so to speak. Okay. Anyone have any questions on that? And if you don't feel comfortable with doing that, then don't do those. That's only 1 point out of this slew of points. And if there's another activity that you do that you think I'm missing, let me know. I'm open to adding, other means of marketing or, prospecting to this list. Okay. I'm open to suggestions. I'm not the game czar or whatever you want to call it. I just came up with, I based this off of a game that I learned when I was an agent, Arlene did the roll to the next level and I figured the roll to the next level was getting a little tired. Plus, in order to have to sanitize that big blow up die every time in between you guys rolling it, I thought it was going to be a nightmare. So I thought of Plinko. I was searching online, came across Plinko, and I thought that was fun. And I'm a big Price is Right fan, so hence Realtor Plinko has been born. You heard it here first, people. All right. So are we all excited for this? I mean, it's just a fun way to get you guys to do what you should be doing anyway, right? Aren't you supposed to be on the phone calling your sphere of influence? Aren't you supposed to be trying to get business? Every day you wake up unemployed, right? So every day you're supposed to be contacting people to try to get new business. Well, here's your sales contest. I'm trying to motivate you to do the things that you are supposed to be doing anyway, right? And I think the little fine is a good caveat to it. Now, mind you, I'm not just going to take that money and go to Marshall's and buy myself a new pair of shoes. I'm going to use it towards something for the office, all right? I was, in the beginning, I was thinking of using it towards like a luncheon or something like that, but I don't want the people that, you know, are doing the things that they're supposed to do to benefit from what the people aren't, like, does that make sense? I don't know how to say it, but I don't want you to feel like, oh, I'm paying for them to have a luncheon and, you know, if I'd only done, well, maybe if that's what motivates you, maybe that is how you're supposed to feel, but, you know, I want you to have that accountability. When all is said and done, I think the contest lasts 6 weeks. So if you don't do anything, the contest is going to cost you $30. It's really, you know, yeah, Faye, you jumped in late, so I saw your eyes. I'll explain it to you afterwards. All right, anyone have any questions, any comments? What do you think? Are we on board? You can unmute yourselves now and say what you think.
Yay!
Yes,
I have a
yes,
que-
yes.
Did it hurt?
Sounds good. I think it will motivate us.
I have
Okay.
a question.
All right,
I have a question.
so I look forward to hearing from all of you saying that you want to participate by, and the deadline to enroll is, what did I say, Wednesday, February 10th.
So what did it?
Right, so you need to let me know by Wednesday, February 10th, if you're gonna participate in the game. The first roll, you need to turn in your first sheet by February 11th.
Mhm.
No, what is today? Today's the 5th, right?
The 4.
No, 4th.
The 4th. Let me know by the 10th that you're enrolling the first drop.
Oh my God.
Give
Yeah, I
me
don't
your
think I
first
could do
sheet by
that.
February 18th. Okay, because we'll officially start on Friday the 12th. It goes Friday to Thursday.
No
So
kidding.
on Friday is when you start
Yeah.
counting your information
Talking like that.
and you turn in your first sheet to me on February 18th. Okay, so when anyone who has 10 points by the 18th will get to do their drop on the 19th, which come in on the 19th and make sure that you are ready to, because remember, I'm gonna post this on social media. All right, so I'm using this a little bit as a recruiting tool, more to push you guys, rah, you're doing what you should be doing. So for those of you that don't feel comfortable coming in yet, and, you know, so maybe Sandy, if you don't want to come in, Connie will do your drops for you. You know, Joe, if you don't feel comfortable, whoever, you know, doesn't want to come in, you know, we could always have, you know, maybe the girls at the contest do the drop for you. All right, because I don't want anyone to feel uncomfortable coming in. Like, I'm not going to do that, obviously, but you'll still have your valid shot to win your prize. Does anyone have any suggestions for prizes for the week? I mean, I have a lot left over from last year, so, you know, my usual envelopes, labels, note cards, stuff like that, gift cards to the Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks. So the weekly prizes aren't huge. Remember, I have to give out a lot of them, and I'm the one who buys them. So does anybody have any other suggestions or things that they would like?
Labels and envelopes.
Yes, those are definitely in there. Yep. All right, if I think of anything, or if you have something that you think might make a good prize for 1 week, let me know. Like I said, again, the grand prize is a $500 gift card. So whoever accumulates the most points at the end of the contest will get that $500. And I'll send out, I think last year I had sent out a running tally each week so that everybody knew where you stood, okay? So let me know by Wednesday, February 10th, if you're gonna participate. And if you say you're gonna participate, you either have to give me 10 points per week or you're paying $5, bottom line. Good? Good. All right. So that's that for today. For just a couple other reminders, one of the things, when you guys take a listing, there's a sheet that you need to fill out to give to the front desk. A lot of people have been forgetting to do this lately. It's called the new listing checklist. And I'm going to show you what that looks like, just so you can see it in .loop. If you don't have it in .loop, you could print it out. But when you start a new listing, you're supposed to be giving the secretary this checklist for receptionists. This needs to be filled out because this lets them know what they have to put in showing time, who the homeowners are. Because I, as the office manager, God forbid something happens to you, I need to be able to get in touch with the homeowners, God forbid, okay? To know who we're dealing with, all right? It also tells them what the showings or instructions are. Are we installing a sign? Are there sprinklers in the grounds? Do you need a rider? Do you need photos, all right? The new client letter that we send out, do you need that to be sent? And if so, where does it go? Because sometimes when we send those letters, the homeowner may not live in the property that's being sold. So we need that information. And then obviously the showing instructions. It just makes things a lot easier for the front desk. So I just want to remind you guys that this is here. And when you get a new listing, please fill that out, okay? All right, so that's that bit of information. Also, I had sent everybody on January 14th, 15th, around that date, I sent everybody your independent contractor and fair housing agreements. I need those signed and sent back to me. If you need me to reshare them with you, remember went to your personal email address. So whatever personal email address I have on file for you, that's where that went. So make sure you guys fill those out, okay? If you have a question about which email it went to, just, contact me and I can let you know what email I have on file for you and I can resend it if necessary. But I need those, every January, those have to be signed and sent back. So now we're into February and I have a lot of them that I'm still missing. So if you guys could get those back to me, it would just make my life a lot easier. All right. All right, so the last thing I want to talk about today is along the lines of prospecting is social media. When's the last time you guys Googled yourself? Does anybody Google themselves? Yes, no, maybe so. I can only see Joe and Bet.
Yes,
Yes, I Google
Yes, I
all
do.
the time.
yes, I do.
Okay, so this is important to do every once in a while. You can even set up alerts so that if somebody's searching you, that you get notified if your name comes up in the search somehow, all right?
How do you do that?
What?
How do you do that?
/alerts, and then you just fill it out. You just put in the information. So like I have mine set up for my name and my email address. If anybody ever searches those two, I get an email and it tells me, that somebody was searching. It doesn't tell you who, it just gives you an alert, okay? So first things first, if you Google yourself, you'll see usually century21.com is the first thing that comes up, okay? Now, why I say this is you want to make sure that your real estate information is first and foremost and nothing bad comes up, okay? So certain people, like I think Donovan's on the call. Donovan's name, if you Google Donovan, there's a famous soccer player that comes up.
Runner.
Right? What is he?
Runner.
A runner, right? So if we put in Donovan, there's like some Olympic runner that comes up, all right? So
Yeah.
the way to fix that is he's trying to use more Don Bailey as opposed to Donovan, which is a little tricky because of the fact that you have to use your license name in all advertisements, all right? But you want to make sure
Ooh.
what comes up when you do this, okay? So
You
you
can
might
also-
want to start doing Donovan and then in quotes do Don Bailey maybe,
Right.
and that might help you a little bit.
But I also have like the social media
Mhm.
company I hired, like if you Google me, you'll see I'm on the side like that runner was. So that comes up immediately.
Right. So, and that's what you want to do. Okay, see how you come up here because you have your
Right.
Google business page set up,
Right.
right? And that's why you're coming up and everything's here, right? So now century21.com, what I wanted to say, the information that comes here, this is all fed from Dash. So if you see this and you want to change it in any way, just send me an email with what information you want. Now, I will tell you the only thing I can't change is location served. I can change like if your cell phone number isn't showing, your awards on the side, but I can't change this because this is fed from your most recent sales, okay? So on the top, Elaine's had closings in Bayside, Flushing, and Franklin Square. So those, I don't even know, what is Grant Park?
I have no idea. I think that's like upstate. I have
Right,
no idea. I didn't do any of these. All I
right,
had was
exactly.
that
So
video.
I don't have too much control over that, but I can change
Interesting.
this information in here. Your
Mhm.
rating comes from your real satisfied reviews, which show up at the bottom, okay? And then if you have any listings, that will all be down here as well.
Right.
All right, so make sure you check that, okay? The other thing you can update is your Realtor.com profile, all right? By doing all of this, this is gonna help when people search you, all right? So if you go to Realtor.com and you go to log in, everyone should be able to see my screen, all right? Probably because, here we go. You want to make sure you choose the right side that says real estate professional. All right, go into pro login. And it should be set up as your Century 20. Mine goes in automatically, but it should be set up as your Century 21 email or whatever email you originally set up the account with. If you forgot, you could just do forgot password and go back into it. Now, this is important. We had the guy in from Realtor.com before. You want to go in here and make sure your profile is up to date, okay? So go in here, manage profile, because you'd be surprised. I think Lily's on the call. Lily has gotten listings because people Google her, all right? So you want to make sure, and a lot of the savvy buyers today and sellers, they'll Google people before. They'll go on, they'll check Facebook to see what your profile looks like, okay? So you need to make sure that, you know, what you have out there is adequate. If they go here and they see a blank page, and then they go to John Savaretti and, you know, Lutulo has his full information filled out, who do you think they're going to go with? You know, that may not necessarily be the end all be all, but it could be a key factor in it, okay? So if you go to manage profile, you have your about me, and there's a little, I don't know if you guys can see it, the edit button here. And then you can change a lot of this information, okay? You just go in, make sure it's updated, all right? Here is where you can control the areas that you serve. You can put your zip codes in here, all right? You should all have your website here. If you have a slogan, your bio, all of that information should be in here. Because what happens is whatever you have in here then become keywords if somebody is searching for Franklin Square real estate. All right, or realtor in Franklin Square, okay? You just input that information, all right? Your MLS information should automatically feed, but if it's not, you can update, that. But your NERDS number you can put in, your firm information, a lot of this stuff can be changed, all right? Just go in and play around. Now, recommendations. You know how sometimes you guys send out the, what do you call it? You send out the real satisfied and you're like, oh, they only gave me, you know, the percentage and not a testimonial. This is where you can ask to be recommended. So if you didn't get it back as the real satisfied, you can send an email to your past clients and ask them to write a review. So for example, Ivy, she had received the real satisfied and she only did whatever, gave me 100%, but no testimonial. So I had sent her this, and it comes with a predetermined email. So you put in the person's email. Again, I want to thank you for the opportunity to work with you. Much of my business is derived from referrals and recommendations. If you enjoyed the experience as well, would you be so kind as to leave me a quick recommendation? You click the link below. It takes about a minute and we greatly appreciate it. All you do is put in your client's email here and send email, and it will show up automatically in your Realtor.com profile. Okay? So for those people that, you know, did give you a rating, that's great. It'll help your stars on your regular website, but this is a good way to get another review or recommendation. Anyone have any questions on that? Okay. So you may not think this is important, but it is, all right? In today's world, you need to be present on social media. So it's one part of the puzzle, okay? You're doing all the old school calls, you know, referrals, all of that. You know what, you never know who's looking on, and, you know, friends of a friend. Oh, I forgot, yeah, you know, I know she helped, you know, my friend sell a property. Let me call her, all right? You never know where it's gonna come from, but if you're not putting it out there, then, you know, it's not gonna come back to you. Right? Any questions on Realtor.com? I know I went through this very fast, and if you need help, contact me and I will do this one-on-one with you. Okay, we'll go through everything one-on-one. all right? The next thing is Zillow, all right? Everybody can have, now we hate Zillow. I just want to put that out there. I can't say that often enough how much we hate Zillow. They steal your leads. But you still should be on it. You should still have a presence. So when you go into Zillow, you go to the agent hub, and if you don't already have an account, just create a free one, okay? And again, you have the same thing. You can go in here to edit your profile. So it's telling me I'm missing my license number. So let's just go into edit. And all this information can be filled in. So I'm a realtor in New York, obviously. And let me see what my license number is. Anyone who doesn't know, this is how you find a license number. You go into BOS. All right, and then there's my license number right there. Copy it, paste it in here. And it wants my expiration, so I gotta go in here. 7/2/21, good to know. I need to renew my license and start doing my CE.
In order to get reviews though on Zillow,
What?
in order to get reviews on Zillow, your buyer or seller has to be a part of Zillow.
They have to sign up for an account?
They do. And a lot of them don't want to do that, which is.
Yes, they do. Most of them don't want to do it.
Okay, so do the realtor.com. They don't need it for that.
Right.
Okay, so this is Zillow. That's my license number. Here you can check your specialties that you do. So I have buyer's agent, listing agent. I don't really do foreclosure, reload, all of that stuff, property management. Any of this stuff, if you had this, you could check it off. You could also put links to your regular website, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all of that. All right? Just make it easy for everybody to find you. Why didn't it? It's because I'm trying to show you, that's why it's not gonna work today. Did I say 7/2?
No, just to let you know, it does that all the time. I put my license number numerous times and it disappears.
Oh, all right, well, there you go. No, now it says valid. All right, well, whatever. The other information stays. I hate Zillow, but it's a necessary evil. All right, next thing is Facebook. We should all have, if you have a personal page, that's great, but you should also have a business page, especially for when you start closing deals. In order to post your testimonials that you get in, they can only do it to the business page. So how you do that, very simple. You go here to this little plus sign. Does everybody see that? Plus sign next to my name, and create, and then you would choose page. You choose page and then you set it up. And I'll show you what mine is. Very simple. This is also going to help you with for DeltaNet. You can set up the My Customer for Life emails that go out automatically. It's a set it and forget it kind of thing. So here's my business page, okay? So you'll see on my page, I have it set to go, articles go automatically Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and you'll see now my page is being, I never used to put anything on this page, I forgot about it. So now it's automatically being updated 3 times a week, all right? Now you'll notice one of the things that they say in social media, you have to be relevant. One of the best ways, and I'm gonna say, do as I say, not as I do on this, videos, all right? I was just playing around on Workplace, and one of the agents on Workplace was saying, he posted something about restaurants, all right? And he got 4 leads off of it. And one of the, you know, like if you're in Franklin Square Needs and Views, or, you know, Valley Stream, you know, parents groups, whatever it may be, if you go on and talk about, you know, what's going on in your neighborhood, people engage in it. So when I posted these articles, sorry, I'm going to ask whoever that say I need to meet him. Okay. So on this, and I don't boost these posts at all. You could boost them. You could pay money so that it goes out to more people. But you'll see on my regular articles, I reach maybe 6 people on them. The one about that I posted myself about, did you guys know that Long Island has its own restaurant week? I had no idea. So while New York City is having restaurant week, and I saw that all over the news everywhere, I found this article about Long Island Restaurant Week. So I thought that was a good article, and guess what? I got 12 people as opposed to almost double, right? And had I boosted this, I probably would have gotten even more. People like food, you know? There's a reason why that guy last year was able to engage so many agents with his recipe videos or whatever, even though, you know, he was horrible. The content was good, all right? So again, this is something I can help you with, do it. Get out there, but it's not enough just to have it there. You need to put this in your business plan. Once a week, go in and check your social media, okay? And make sure, you know, that it's up to date, that you have something in there. If you go into DeltaNet and set up the My Customer for Life, like I said, you can have articles posted to your business page 3 times a week. Right, and I know some of you are doing this. Josephine, you're pretty good at that, right? You're doing the My Customer for Life, right?
Yes, yes, it's good.
So, and
Hey, Larry.
yeah, go ahead, Clara.
Yeah, if for the business page, if you want to reach more people, you can share it to your personal page and you reach more people that way.
Right, yes, yep. So you would just do this right here, right? The share. I'm not going to do it now because
Yes,
the articles
right.
are old, but if you wanted to, yes, you could do that. So, but then you'll see here, reach more people with this post. You could reach up to 300 people daily by boosting for $10. So, you know, if you want to spend money, that's up to you. I'm not saying you have to. These are free ways. Social media is usually a free way to advertise, okay? Now, also Instagram and LinkedIn. People, you should be on LinkedIn because that's where a lot of business people are, all right? That's where, you know, a lot of networking happens on LinkedIn. So Facebook.
I got a buyer from LinkedIn yesterday.
There you go. Thank you, Clara. Thank you. Perfect. So you never know where where your customers are going to come from. But like I said, I sent you, you know, way back when I had that diagram. It was like a spider web, all these different touches, right? So this is an easy way to get the touches out there. Social media, put it in your agenda at least once a week. I mean, if you can do more, great, but at least once a week, you should be in your social media and you should be posting something. If you need help with contact, come see me because there's so much stuff out there. You can use KCM articles, Century21.com posts stuff. So if you're friends with you, which you all should be friends with Century 21 and Century 21 American Homes. Sorry, you guys are in my way. You go to Century 21 American Homes page, which for some reason I am an administrator of, I should not be. Just trying to see which one is the right one. Probably this one. There's content in here that you could share. I think this is East Meadows, even though it says Franklin Square, this is East Meadows page. Right now, content, you guys get content delivered to your inbox twice a week. How many people knew that? I know a few of you do because I see who's posting it, right? So you have a home seller tip that went out. You get a home seller tip, you get a home buyer tip. Last Saturday, you got the market report, right? On what's going on in the market in Long Island and Queens. So this is information you guys, all you have to do is download it and share it to your social media. All right. If you need help with that, please contact me. Hello, that's the word I was looking for. Contact. Just contact me and I will help you. But you know, the marketing department works very hard, and I can attest to that because I am part of the marketing department. You know, we meet, you know, for hours on end every week to come up with good ideas that are relevant for you guys to post on your social media to help you stay engaged. I don't know how many other companies do that. Not a lot of other companies do that. You think Savaretti is providing their agents with content every week, twice a week to post on their social media? Probably not. Probably not. What do you guys think of the content? Did you even know that you were getting it? Yeah. Is anybody who's using it? I know.
Yes, yes.
I use it
Brian's very
occasionally.
good. Helene's very good at using it. Josephine,
I use
uses
it.
So,
I use it in Instagram.
yes.
I use it
perfect.
on Instagram too.
Yes, perfect. Okay. So definitely utilize this. This is all part of, the company, everybody complains about that 8%, which will soon be 6% that gets taken out of your checks. Well, this is part of where it goes to. You guys get this stuff delivered to you, and all you have to do is save and share. That's it. It's very easy. Okay. So did I motivate you to get your social media act together? I hope. For those of you that aren't, I mean, some of you are, I have to say, and I know some of you that are busy, pay for companies to help you, which is fine. It's all up to you. It's a personal choice, however you want to do it. But if you guys do have suggestions for the marketing department that you want, please let me know. Because, every week it's, like, okay, what are we going to do this week? We don't need to reinvent the wheel. If you guys saw something that you liked or something that, you feel we need to be touching on, let me know. I'm happy to bring it to the marketing committee. Okay. So I think between, the getting your social media on there, reaching out to your sphere of influence, you guys all have a business plan. If you don't come see me, we'll get one together right away and we'll get you on track. Okay. My job is to coach you guys, to get you motivated, and hopefully, hopefully you are, and hopefully you will sell not some, but a lot of real estate this year. I'm anticipating big things. Remember, our goal is 2 million this year. 2 million. Are we up for it? Are you guys up for it?
Let's do it.
All right.
Yes.
There we go. All right.
Good
So that's all
job.
I had for today. Would you guys have anything? Anybody have any listings they want to talk about? What's going on in the world?
I have a new one in Queens Village. It's a co-op, 2-bedroom, 1 bath. It's very nice. There's parking, there's, the usual amenities. 249,999. 20% down and all of that. So if you know anybody interested, it's right on Francis Lewis. It's Hilltop, the Ivy. It's a nice building.
Great. Anybody else? No? Nobody else is
I have a
working
few
on it?
listings I'm working on, but nothing signed on the line yet. A 2-family in Freeport, very small. Probably gonna be asking $450 for that one. Let's see. In a month from now, another single-family house in Freeport. Was getting ready to list it, but a pipe busted in. The guy is doing over the living room and the basement now. Has a new kitchen. And then another house in Freeport, Cape. Probably asking $399 for that. And then after that, I think that's it for the upcoming month.
Good. All right, we look forward to seeing those. Anybody else working on anything?
This is
Everyone.
Kyria. I'm working on a project also in Queens Village. It's a charming 1-family home, and hopefully once we get everything, the family's been in the home for over 60 years, so they have to purge a lot of their beloved items. So once that happens, hopefully we'll put it on the market and have it available for sale.
Yep. It's a charming house. I've seen it. So it's got good bones, we'll say. Good bones.
How much
It's
you gonna be
gonna need a
asking?
little-
Anywhere between $485 and $525. And it also has a daycare center that's a legal daycare center. So there's a business component to it as well.
Right, yeah, it is zone commercial as well.
Interesting.
Yep.
Let me know if you're interested.
Yeah. Sounds
Very good. All right, anybody else have anything they want to discuss? No? All right, little under 45, over 45 minutes, so not bad. And we got 2 things out of the way. So I look forward to getting either your text or emails about who's going to participate in this contest. I hope you're all excited. and I look forward to all the business that's gonna come out of it, so.
All right.
And
Have a
stay
good day.
warm.
All right, Captain.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Why won't it end? It won't let me
Bye.
end. Hold on, yeah, it won't let me end, I don't know.